medium armor rating. In 3. Decrease it a little bit.
Oh, there was no 3.
Oh, I like these other
Wait, what?
stats.
How is there already a shot?
Shoes.
God damn
Are you yawning already?
What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, because you wrote first.
Couldn't go 2 minutes without already jacking it up.
Promoting it.
Yep.
Like, what the heck?
I know. I'm so sorry for promoting people. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
What's cooking?
Fox, why are we so much bigger than you on the camera? What the hell?
Fine. Put my
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
No. I'll. Boom. But how's it going, everybody? Special episode. Yes.
Hello. Welcome in. Yes, it's a special episode. Hold on. Let me do our quick intro, you guys. Sorry, you're going to have to sit through this. But hello. Welcome in to the Nerd RNG podcast. Never-ending random discussions that are recommended but not always great. However, today's discussion is awesome because we're going to be talking about a project that Fox and I have been working on for years, literally 8+ years in the making, and that is our comic graphic novel, Lightstone. Before we get into it, I am Peach, and I'm here joined by Carbonic, Key, and Fox. We're the co-hosts of this podcast, and we are so super excited. Now, normally the layout for the podcast is that we sit here and talk and have a conversation, and then if there are things that are in the chat that do pertain to what we're talking about, we will look at them. But this podcast, we want to have an open discussion with everyone. And I see there was a mistake, but we want to have an open podcast discussion with you guys. So if you have any questions that pertain to Lightstone or the Kickstarter, please feel free to ask them here. Hopefully, you're fixing the cameras, Fox.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Don't worry about it.
In the middle of me speaking, bro.
Fuck. What are you doing?
Why is it
Oh no,
what
what are you doing?
What did I do? I see what
okay.
I see what I did. Don't worry. I got you.
Oh my gosh, guys! I swear to God,
Oh
we were
my
a little bit better
goodness.
prepared than this.
No. I was fucking with something, and I continue.
Okay,
Intentional.
so
Messing things up in box.
Nah.
Before we get into this, do you guys have anything you want to say to anybody?
Are you talking to us?
Yeah, you guys,
Huh?
No.
all of you.
Nothing?
Gonna
Anything.
introduce
That's-
What?
introduce yourselves. People who
I already did. I did an amazing introduction. What the hell?
No. I was
Yeah,
just-
we can't beat that. We might as well just not even try. We
Yeah.
just shouldn't say anything.
Oh, thank you, Candy.
Hi.
Hi. That's your introduction.
Okay.
Well, that's okay. So our intro is we are Carbonic and Key. We don't have intros, so they're not planned out, and we don't know what to say when we do introduce ourselves. But we stream on Twitch under Carbonic Acid Studios. I think everybody here knows us, so that is all.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I like portals.
Okay, Fox. So, like I said, everybody, this is going to be about Lightstone, our Kickstarter launch, the journey that we took to get here. We're going to let you guys know about the story of Lightstone. We're going to be meeting the characters, and then talking a little bit more about Fox and I. Again, there's going to be an open discussion on what you guys want to ask us, and then Key and Carbonic have some questions that they have planned. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to the creator who got me into writing and designing for Lightstone, the one, the only Fox Cookie. Go ahead and take it away. Get us started here, sir.
How's it going, everybody? I am Fox Cookie, as you know. I am the writer of Lightstone. Obviously, I could not have gotten anywhere close to this far without the help of Peach and everyone who's had their hopes and and honestly, people like Carbonic and Key here, who we showed them the.
Key, why you have a goatee?
Wait, is there a
'Cause
shout out
it's
happening?
pretty.
Oh, it's an auto shout out.
Isn't it
Sorry, that was
No,
me.
you're good.
Sorry.
You're good. No, you're good. At least it's a
You're
good
good.
clip. It's a good clip, at least.
I hate
Is this a good clip?
No,
It's cute
The
with a
hell?
mustache. It's great.
Please continue, Fox.
No, god damn it!
Closest I've ever had to friends.
What
Oh,
is happening
no.
right now?
I think what's happening.
Shout-outs are going because
With
Key.
nobody talking to you under a rock.
No, it's
I
what's
have to respond to
Every time I
Gaddy.
hear about
No,
Carbonic,
it's fine.
I just like
I
imagine
only
Patrick
said
from
once.
SpongeBob.
No, it's
Patrick
it's so I think this will be the last one
What?
because I think
Yeah,
it
but,
plays
like, you
at
remember
least
the
30
rock,
seconds
he
worth
just,
of
like, opens
clips.
up the rock and is like, oh,
Ah.
You think I lived under a
Again.
Is
rock?
that what it is? Okay.
Patrick and
Don't need help disabling. Oh, it should be good. It should be good. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so people like Carbonic and Key, who we showed the project to early and gave us their support. Honestly, we couldn't have done it without people like Carbonic and Key. So like, it's a thank you to everybody, honestly. And yeah, this is gonna be a special episode all about Lightstone, and you'll be meeting you'll be seeing a little bit more about the comic, the project behind the scenes, and I'm honestly super stoked. So this is obviously the cover of Volume 1. Yeah. I think this is most people's
Hell
first
yeah.
time seeing
Hell
this.
yeah. Hell yeah.
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 Audience applause.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that thing, but
Yes.
Or do the snap.
Where's the crow at? Crow's in chat. What are you talking about?
Crow's in like volume like 15. Be quiet.
Yeah. So interesting thing about Lightstone as a whole, is the story is molded after things that have happened to just not me, but people I know, people Peach, people who were like in the comics. So I also molded certain characters after people I've met and we've met in general, people in our lives. So it's not just complete. Obviously, they're made up characters and the stories in them are they're dramatized and they're fantasized, but it's based off of real life things that have happened to people. And I think we just wanted to add a little bit of reality to this story. And so it's all really molded after people. But here in Volume 1, the cover, we got the main character Lillian. We got Lark, Darian, Brea, Maya, Griff, and Melody. And the big bad of Volume 1, Azrin. And I think, I can't remember what happened. Where did this design for the volume come from? Was this like from a dream or something I had? I can't remember.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was like a dream I had, and like we sent it into an artist and was like, this is fucking great. Like, this is perfect. The big bad looks like how does that guy look like me? He ain't got no facial hair. What you mean? That looks like carbonic. What you talking about?
Carbonic.
What?
No, it doesn't. There's another villain that kind of looks like you.
Oh yeah, there is a villain that looks like carbonic. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Anything anyone else would like to add about the cover before we move on to the other stuff?
10 out of 10.
10
Only comment.
Oh my god. He has no face. Oh my fucking god, Crow. Okay. No other comments, so we will move on to the actual project itself. The Kickstarter. Yay! We launched! We're live, baby! Where's my boy? Don't worry.
That's
Nope.
numbers even bigger. What
Wow.
the hell?
Oh my god.
Just kidding. How many hours has it been?
Crazy. We've literally launched it like 2 hours ago. It's insane.
You launched it 2 hours ago,
Yeah, like 2
and you're
hours
already
ago.
at that. That's
We're already on
wild.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the hell?
Wild.
Yeah, it's insane. It is crazy. We've been live for, I think, 3 hours now? I think 3 hours, and
Yeah.
we're almost 50% funded.
Do you have a
Wow.
link I can post in chat so people can look at it as we talk?
Oh, yeah, if you type in
Okay.
!light, a link should pop up.
Yeah,
Oh,
put
that's
that
cool.
in the
Nice.
chat for us.
Yeah,
can
there we
see it.
go. So if people want to check out the Kickstarter there, you don't have to donate. Like, that's, like, yeah. But if you want to look at it, there it is.
It does have a lot of interesting things, like about the story, all the different characters, so even just to check it out.
Yeah, it'd probably be easier to read from, like, your personal perspective over ours.
Cameras went off again, Fox.
They did. Why does it keep happening? Oh, I know why it happened this time. My bad. Give me a second. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't alt tab without it messing up. No more cameras. Only
Yeah,
Fox
only on a
stream.
Fox.
Only Fox stream. Good. Get rid of all these other people. Who are these people? I'm just kidding. Keep that page open. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Man, before I go on, did anyone else like? I'm just gonna start like reading and stuff.
Just go for it. Talk about you. You don't have to read verbatim because like you know you.
Yeah.
Go for it.
By the way, I don't know if it was mentioned yet, but you guys can ask questions. Like, Any comments or questions you have relating to this, you guys can ask, and we'll probably bring it up. This is more of like an open discussion than our normal podcast style, where we don't communicate as much with the audience.
Yes, that is true. This is this one will be an interactive podcast instead of us just looking at you guys and judging you silently. This one will actually actively talk.
The opposite.
Nah.
Usually happens.
No, can't be. But yeah, this is the Kickstarter page. So Lightstone is going to be an epic fantasy novel. Volume 1 is going to be at least, I think, around 200 pages. I think in the Kickstarter we post 150 plus, but based on just how many pages we have so far, I honestly think it's going to be 200 at least. Probably a little more.
Wow.
Yeah, based off of like the artwork we have done. Every day knowing how amazing you are. Oh my god, Candy. How many dragons? Actually, there will be dragons.
Actually, there are dragons.
There are dragons.
That was Lily shot in the dark.
Yeah, like manga. There will be dragons. Dragons are actually important. Don't worry. Don't worry. You will get your dragons.
Don't worry.
If you like dragons.
You like dragon fox?
Yeah. If you make a Dragon D's joke, I swear to God.
Right in the middle of this, bro. You're gonna say a dragon joke.
We're gonna make a nut joke right in the middle. We have to. All right. Dragons, you say? No chat. No. Swear to God. So it's gonna be an epic fantasy novel. It's following. Well, I don't know if anyone in chat has ever seen like Game of Thrones or anything like that, where the perspective shifts from character to character, but there is technically a main character. The main character will be Lillian. This chick right here. Here's the prologue. So the main character is Lillian. Mainly follow her. And when she was a little girl, she was fated to die. However, a miracle that you'll find out later more about ended up saving her. So she broke fate and was able to survive. And that caused a chain of events that's pretty much going to lead into what Lightstone is. And now Lillian sets off as her goal to pretty much help other people in that situation. She wants to break other people's fates. She wants to save other people. Was there any specific catalyst that inspired the story for Lightstone? Yes, a dream I had, like, 10 plus years ago at this point. And the main character was a different character. Here, I'll show you some artwork. Here you go.
Yep.
The main character was the boy Keith. Yep.
With the big sword.
That was a huge poster.
That is
Yeah.
enormous.
Yes, Zyphod made this for me, actually. Thank you, Zyphod.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
Yep, Zyphod did that one.
Zyphod.
Like really early on.
Yeah.
I
Keith,
didn't know Zyphod was good at art.
Yeah, Zyphod's an artist. The main character used to be a character named Keith, and Keith is kind of modeled at like what like putting myself in the comic in a sense, and that you'll see that a lot throughout Lightstone. Is there's a lot of characters modeled after people in my life and people's in their life and their experiences, what they've gone through. That looks so cool. Thank you, Iggy. Oh my God, bro. So yeah, Lillian's goal is to set out and save other people from experiencing the same fate she did when she was a kid. So she wants to set out and help people. Here's page 2 of the prologue. Can I zoom that in?
You can, with the link, they can read it all.
Oh yeah, that's right. With the link, you can read it yourself if you want.
Yeah, you can read it.
Okay. Volume 1 is going to be, especially the prologue. The prologue will really be confusing for some people. It's supposed to really... What am I trying to say here? You know what did we say, Peach? It was like... It's not... Oh my God, I'm trying to think of a term. I can't think of what it is. It's throwing you off. It's supposed to be
A twist?
Yeah, kinda, yeah. It's a twist. It's supposed to set some stuff up for you, but it's supposed to leave the readers in the dark. But don't worry, that's very intentional. I think, and it's funny because a lot of people who have read the prologue have thrown words at us like, is it an isekai? Or like, is it something like that?
Yeah.
It's not an isekai. It very much seems like it, but it's gonna throw you for a loop. I feel like I've talked so much. Anyone else want to go for it?
Bruh, this is your project. I will jump in when I need to, but
Fine.
just talk about the world. You got this. I'm here for you.
Okay.
Same here. I'm here for support.
Thank you. Thank you. Tell us about the world.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. Tell them about the world, what it's called. We can talk about the races, and then we'll talk about like the magic, how it's used in the book, and then from there we can do the meet the characters, so that people can find out a little more.
Okay. So the world of Lightstone is set in the world of Aram. So in the world of Aram, magic is very weird. We built a very unique magic system with its own set of rules to really like make everything understandable for the reader. So in the world of Lightstone, there's two like omnipotent kind of beings. There's Darkons and there's deities. Deities can bestow mortal races with blessings, and if you're born with a blessing, you can control that blessing's element or its magic. So like for an example, if I was born with a light blessing, then I can only use light magic. But because it's a blessing, the way I use it is more utility based. And on the opposite end, a Darkon, they can curse the mortal races. So if I'm born with a light curse, then I can use light magic, but my magic is more offensive. It's more deviant. And it usually comes with a negative side effect on the user. Most curses have a pretty big, like, oh, I have this really crazy power, but there's a drawback to it. So I gotta be careful with the way I use it. There are other ways to use magic in the world of Lightstone, so just because you weren't born with a blessing or a curse doesn't mean you're just immediately fucked. In the world of Lightstone, all life force is called Pneuma, and people, all the mortal races, can use Pneuma to enhance their physical attributes, their strength, speed, perception, or you can enhance your own physical attributes. But you have to be careful because using Pneuma, as I said, is your life force. So if you use too much and you're not paying attention, you can die. It's kind of like it's like draining your own health bar to use magic. And you can't like cast a fireball with Pneuma, by the way. It's only physical stuff. But if you master it, you can be a monster on the battlefield, which you will see much of that. Just because someone doesn't have a blessing or a curse doesn't mean you're just like immediately gonna win. Someone can fuck you up. Let's see. I'll scroll down a page while we read more. Or talk more.
You want to talk about the last kind of magic?
Last kind of magic. The last kind of magic is the weirdest one. So there is a alternate option called abyss magic. So abyss magic is, tell us about how you put
You just actually read that out loud.
Motherfucker.
All right, abyss magic. They are not okay.
Yeah.
Abyss magic.
Yeah. Abyss magic is a unique twist to Pneuma users. Abyss magic rips the Pneuma out of something, and you use the Pneuma of something else as a catalyst to cast any kind of magic you want. So you're not limited like blessings and curses and Pneuma users. Kind of. You have to have outside forces of Pneuma. You can rip the life force out of something and store it in a crystal, and so that's why like a lot of mages who use Abyss magic will have like a staff or some kind of gem on their body somewhere because they've sucked a lot of Pneuma out of other creatures or maybe people, and they're storing it in that to cast Abyss magic. And Abyss magic is very frowned upon in the world of Lightstone. If people know you're an Abyss mage, in some places it's kill on sight. Actually, I would probably say most places it's probably kill on sight. They don't like that. They don't like that you rip the life force out of people. That's probably so Abyss magic is on like what we would call in our world demonic. Like you don't do that. And then when it comes to the races of Lightstone, let me scroll down a little bit. When it comes to the races of Lightstone, there's obviously humans. Basic humans, not much else to say. Well, actually, humans are mostly born with, because of stuff that happened thousands of years ago, humans are mostly born with blessings. So if you meet a human that can use magic, most of the time it's a blessing. There's rare occasions where a human can have a curse, or there's like a crossbreed between another race where like a human X something else made a human half-breed with a curse. There's the wild, which are animalistic people. Like they look like humans just with a lot of animalistic features, and they mostly have curses. And a lot of human societies in the world look down on wild, and most of them even, like, not most of them, I'd say a lot of them even keep them as, like, slaves, borderline slaves. And there's different layers to the wild, where there's the ones that look more human with some, like, maybe some animal ears, eyes, maybe a tail, and then there's a different category of wild called ferals, which ferals look like that animal just standing up like a dude. Like, imagine like a feral crocodile person just looks like a big muscular crocodile just talking to you. Did wilds get created from humans having this fucking... Wait, what?
Anytime you see his name, just
He's
ignore it.
literally he's asking you to explain how wild came to be.
Yeah, it's essentially the question.
Wilds came to be from something that happened thousands of years ago, which I can get into if people want to know, like, the back story of the world of Lightstone in a bit. But, yeah. There's a reason why all these different races are on the world. The next race we'll talk about... Oh, do it?
Well, so if you were to talk about the backstory, when does it all get revealed to the reader? Because there's so much to the backstory.
There
is. It? Yeah, like how does that happen throughout the story?
It will slowly be kind of hinted towards to the reader, so I won't tell the reader stuff that the story won't already come out and kind of hint towards you. So I won't, like, give out stuff that's gonna, like, be 100% like revealed to the reader, like, much further down the line. But there is a reason why each race has come to be on the world. But I won't share anything that's not hinted in the story.
Right.
Yeah, because there's much further down in the story, it is revealed, like, 100%, like, it is shown to the reader, like, yo, this happened, and this is why X is like this. But, yeah. There is also the bronze, which are just really, they're much taller than humans, much broader, like, muscular, and their skin is, like, rock solid, like, it feels like a rock. They don't look like they're made out of rocks. They maybe have, like, some jagged features, but they're just really big, hardened stone people, pretty much. Not too much. I can't reveal too much about that race because much further down the line. And then there's elves. Elves look like elves. Except one thing. Elves are thought to be extinct currently in the story. No one has seen an elf for hundreds of years, so... I don't know. You'll have to find out more about that one. I will scroll down. Alright. Anyone else have any questions, comments before we continue? Beep beep.
I don't think you should ask Carbonic to ask questions.
Yeah,
I'll just write my questions in chat, and you'll read them out loud without even reading them.
Well, I guess going to what you're showing on the screen, because you're talking about the backstory of the world. Because I think Iggy asked about the world itself, but what you're showing on the screen, in and of itself, is saying a lot. And I don't know. I guess this isn't the end of the prologue, right? There's a little bit more.
No, there's more.
Okay. Because, yeah, I guess I'm just curious here about the clocks and what the clocks represent. But I don't know if that's too much.
We can't tell you that.
So, when it comes... Sorry, go for it.
No, go for it, please.
Oh, so what... Oh, wait, you go first, Fox.
No, say a thing.
Just talk about the clocks or whatever the hell you're gonna talk about. I can remember my question.
Okay, so I will say this. Each and every small, minute detail in the prologue is very intentional. It's
Okay.
honestly, this artist that we're working with has taken every little small detail about the things we've wanted, and if she misses it or they miss it, like we normally message them like, hey, can you add that in there, and it's fixed. But we're trying to give the reader as many clues as possible leading up to what is actually going on. So Lightstone Volume 1 is going to really throw you for a loop, and there's a lot of little small details like this page that will hopefully kind of give you a more of an kind of like filling in your blanks. But yes, they are important. They're very important.
Okay. Nice. So you want us to investigate? You
Yeah.
gotta look into the
Yes,
little details.
everything.
Yeah, there's some stuff even in the background sometimes where like we've messaged the artist and be like, yeah, take this page and add it like way back there, and they're like, got it.
Nice.
What was your question, Carbonic?
All right, so going back into it. So I when people like go into like into like a show, like an anime show or whatever they're watching, or a comic book or something, what gets people into it is knowing kind of like the general gist of the journey of like how like overall what it's about, right? You got into a lot of like the small details of like the ability and the scaling and stuff like that. But what would be like the overall, like what would the overall story kind of look like? Obviously not going into details about things that'd be spoilers, but like a basic background of how this is going, because like this is really cool and everything. Like I don't know what's happening though. Like
So you want like a? Are you asking for like a quick like small like summary of like the what's happening currently, like the overarching what's happening in Volume 1?
yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so Volume 1.
Like higher level.
Yeah, high level.
High level? Wait, what?
As in not small details.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's what she used a programming term.
Oh.
I heard it in relation to programming.
So
I meant like big picture.
Yeah, big picture.
Big picture. The big picture of Volume 1 is Lillian. I can't tell you what's going on in this scene right here, but Lillian is setting out to. She leaves this, and she immediately is setting out to find people to help her with a goal. She's setting out to. She wants to form a guild. Is currently what she's trying to do in Volume 1. Volume 1, she's like, all right, I'm gonna make a team. I'm gonna get together a group of people who I can trust and who are strong and who can like help me fulfill this goal of mine. And to do that, I need to form a guild. And so Volume 1 is very much following Lillian, and specifically Lillian, on this journey. She's meeting all these new people. She's trying to start a guild in the kingdom that she first finds. And you'll be meeting a lot of, and I mean a lot of, characters that will be important for a long time, and it'll be slowly like you'll find out. I think you'll learn a lot. Yeah, you'll learn a lot about the characters that will be like guiding her and aiding her. But it's Volume 1 is mainly just her like, hey, I don't know if she doesn't really like tell you why she's forming a guild, but she's setting out like, yo, I want to like get this group of people together, and you'll soon find out why. But yeah, it's mainly about like kind of like an Avengers moment, like, hey, she's like, yo, you're strong, come with me, let's go fuck some people up. So very much Volume 1 is all about gathering the squad. Was that like, do you need more? Or was that very...
Fox, if this were to go on like, one of those little synopses about things, what would be like a short little paragraph that would tell you basically the general gist of how the comic would go?
Okay,
You know what I mean?
general gist about the comic. All right, so Lillian sets out to, as I said earlier, she survived a fated death. And in the world of Lightstone, fate is a real thing. Like, remember how I mentioned deities and Darkons? Fate is a very real thing, and it controls a lot of the inner workings of the world. So it's not really something people can break, but she was able to break out of fate and survive her death. And now she's wanting to go out, and she's learned a lot from that. So she's setting out to form a group of people that can help her break the chains of fate for others. Like, she wants to, like, hey, I don't like how this world works. I want to break this. And so she's forming a group of people to set out on a journey to break the chains of fate. She wants to get rid of all the hate, all the, like, these bad things happening in the world, which in Volume 1 you will very quickly, and I mean very quickly, learn that the world of Lightstone is not set in a peaceful place. So she really wants to, she's a little kind-hearted, naive, headstrong, and she thinks way too highly of other, like, honestly, she tries to look at only the good side of people, and that will cause her to be a little bit naive about the inner workings of the world because she thinks it's a much better place than what it really is. So she's very much a your main pro-tag type character.
Do we find out where she comes from at the very beginning? Or is that kind of a mystery until later on?
That is kind of a mystery until later on.
Okay. I feel like it's kind of hard to explain anything about this because a lot of the book is shrouded in mystery when it comes to this book.
A lot
or
of the
comic.
A lot of the past is shrouded in mystery. We started the book technically, I'd say like a quarter of the way through the story. So there's a lot that happened in the past that explains how she ended up here. But so the Volume 1, the prologues especially, will show you a hint of the past, but it'll almost kind of start its own story. So you'll learn who Lillian is immediately. She finds the kingdom, she starts meeting people, she starts interacting with the world that's going on around her and finding out a lot about what's going on. Like the overarching, like, hey, we got some bad shit happening. And she's really, like, tossed into the heat of things immediately. So Volume 1, only the beginning hints at the past. Everything else past the prologue is almost like starting a new story. Have you ever, like, read a book or seen a movie where, like, the very first few minutes hint at the very end, but then the rest of it is, like, starts its own story? That's pretty much exactly what's happening here. Is the prologue throws you for a loop, and then bam, brand new story, and you're, like, almost meeting all these characters through fresh eyes. So all of this is just meant to, like, have something in the back of your head as you watch the progression of the story.
I think in medias res is the literary term.
Oh.
Question, is the point of view for the Volume 1 always Lillian?
It
No.
does shift around a few times, but mostly Lillian. You will meet the inner workings of a few of the characters. Here, I'll scroll down a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments for the comic? Why are you smiling like that? Why?
You just said yeah. You just scrolled down a little bit, didn't explain anything, and then yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying I wasn't
What
saying
is
that
going
for
on
the
here?
I wasn't saying that for the page. I was saying that as like a yeah, like, you know, I answered the question. That was like a yeah. Fucking laughing.
What's the name of this character?
This is Iona.
Iona.
And a lot of people who have more of a background and knowledge to the comic, this is a lot of people's favorite character. I think Peach and I don't know no, not your favorite, but I know
Not my
you.
favorite.
Yeah, I know who your favorite character is, but every time we talk about Iona, you and a few other people I know who are like, dude, I fucking love Iona, and I'm like, I like
There's a
Iona.
specific reason I love Iona, though.
Yeah, I know. She's a badass. And honestly, this was one of this character, I think, was the third character that was ever, like, added to the story. Even back when, like, the other character was the main character, Keith. It originally was going to be Keith, Iona, and another character you'll meet later on called Malaby. But Iona was one of the original 3 characters, and she's still a big part of it, which honestly makes me happy, because as we wrote and continue, like, we changed up the story a lot from what it originally was. She stuck around, and I'm honestly so happy to see her. Like, yeah, she might be one of my top 5. Okay, yeah, I don't blame people. She's badass.
Iggy's asking how hard was it to find a distributor?
How hard was it to find a
Yeah.
distributor? Oh, like for the stuff for Kickstarter?
I think for the comic in general.
Very hard.
I don't think that's that part yet.
We've called around a lot of places, a lot of quotes, and days and days of calling, and hearing bad news. Like, I called one company and they gave me an amazing quote. I was like, oh my god, finally, like, we'll go with you, like, no questions asked, that's the best price ever. And they were like, fantastic, that'll be $8,000 of shipping, please.
Yeah, but I think we're lucky because of where we live. We live in Alaska, and what we got told by a lot of distributors is that if we go with someone who is like a local Alaskan company, we'll get a stamp on our comic that says that we are local Alaskans, and it allows us to actually distribute it to a lot of the stores here. Literally no questions asked, because we got it made here in the state. So it's challenging because we had to make so many phone calls, because there's so many different like Alaskan made ones, and there's people that we talk to online that we're still like talking to maybe help us distribute some of the other product that we want to make. But I think because of where we live, it was a lot easier than it could have been.
Yeah, and it sucks. Being an Alaskan has its many downsides. Many. Distributor Alaskan doesn't yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude. You know how many times I've ordered something from Amazon, waited weeks, and been like, damn, where's that fucking package? Just for me to log back into Amazon, and like a week after the order, they canceled it because they're like, shit, we didn't realize you live in Alaska. Motherfucker. Yeah. So, I think this is the last page of the prologue. This line is very important. Honestly, out of the entire prologue, there's like 2 big moments that gives the reader such like really big hints, and what she says right here is a big hint. Like, if you know, he's spoiling it. How am I spoiling it? What do you mean I'm spoiling? You know what? I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna roll down. We're gonna go to meet the characters. Yep.
How? It's not a spoiler because you don't know what it is, technically.
Yeah.
I know, but then I'm going to pay extra attention to it at that point, you know?
Spoiling the
You can't tell us it's important until... We're going to find out later it's important, and we're going to read back on it. It's like, wow, that was really important. You can't tell us it's important.
Fine. I'ma stroll down. This fucking guy. Spoiling. How am I spoiling the prologue? It's posted publicly. It's public.
It may be public. We don't know anything about that, though. Don't tell us either.
Oh my god. Okay. So here we're gonna Yennefer. Oh my god. Here we're gonna do a little bit of meet the characters. Well, we'll go a little bit more in depth on the characters and who they are. Obviously, this is Lillian. We've already talked a little bit about her. Mainly, she uses Numa. She doesn't really use a blessing or a curse. She mainly has mastered using Numa. She fights with a weapon called a Kriegmesser. I don't know if anyone here knows any kind of like medieval weaponry, but a Kriegmesser is like I think medieval like Germany, and it pretty much looks like a giant. It's a really big. Imagine kind of more like a medieval looking version of Sephiroth's katana. It's a very long blade. It's meant for helping you fight heavily armored opponents. It's made to cut through armor, which armor was made to stop blades. So, she is a little bit better at fighting heavily armored opponents than your usual sword fighter. She's a very energetic, very headstrong, and extremely naive character. So she is going to, unless you are physically attacking her or someone she holds dear, she's going to think you're an amazing person. It's all smiles and rainbows from her. She's the kind of character that's going to jump into a situation without knowing the full story of what's going on and just immediately decide on something. There could be a fight between two groups, and she's going to jump in and be like, I like that guy, so fuck those people, and just not know what's going on. Very eccentric. She wants to...
And so how come...
Oh, good.
Sorry, I thought you were done.
Oh, no, yeah.
No, finish.
No. Ask.
I was wondering, so you're saying that she's really naive and she thinks that everybody's great, but then I'm reading her goal in life is to prevent evil from spreading because she was tormented as a child. So how come there's a disconnect there? How is she naive yet knows that evil exists?
There's a very big board, like a very black and white in a sense. In Volume 1, you will very, very quickly see, especially in the very first kingdom she comes into, there's a lot of racism going on, and that's a big theme in Volume 1, is racism. And she is going to be immediately thrown into like, yo, why are these people hating on these people, and jump in to defend them, and to her, that's an act of evil. So to her, that is what she is like. She may be naive in this situation, like maybe those people have been like murdering and killing and kidnapping people, but to her, she just sees one side being bullied and is going to jump in to defend. So that's why she's naive in this situation.
Okay.
But to her, there is this very big black and white. Maybe not a whole lot of gray area for her. She can't really comprehend that, especially in the beginning.
Okay.
But, so she wants to stop she's going to help what's in her head as the little guy. So she will very quickly in this story learn how wrong she is, and that's something the reader's going to go through with the character, is see her develop that. And you'll see way later on in the story, when you get to her background, why she's like that. But yes, she is extremely, in the beginning, black and white visioned. And so that's the disconnect, I would assume. Or not assume.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before you move on, Carbonic, the first part of his question seems legit. He wants us to explain, and I think we should do this, is explain who the characters represent, or if they came from like different parts.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's actually a great question. So Lillian is a little bit of a lot of people in my life. So we've added some real-life stories and situations that not only myself, some of the writers, people I know, friends, family, and we've combined all of that into what became the main character, Lillian. There's Keith, which is modeled after me. There is Maya, which is modeled after Peach. We have some characters modeled after many friends and family that you'll meet later on. We have Darian here, who is modeled after a really good friend of Peach and I's, from the Slope. There's Maya, who is modeled after Peach. We have... I don't think any of these main characters on here are... I think a lot of them are just modeled after experiences for the main cast, but later on you will meet a lot more characters that are, like, particularly, like, not really copy-pasted, but modeled after people in our lives. This is facts, little guys. Equal evil? Oh my god, Carbonic. God. I did not just read that out loud.
What? You just can't help yourself.
No, you know what sucks is I don't read who messaged it. I'm just like, oh, there's a new message. And then I read the message, and then I'm like, who the fuck would say that? And then I look over, and then I read who messaged it, and I'm like, fucking Carbonic. But, who else? Is there anyone else off the top of your head, Peach, that we can reveal who's modeled after people in our lives?
The list and explain them.
Do what?
No, we can just go down the list and explain how they came. But I can't
Okay.
think of anybody else.
Do you wanna jump back and forth with meeting the characters, Peach? Would you like to introduce some of them? Hello, Ghost Pickle.
Sure, but I don't want to introduce the first three.
You don't want to introduce the first three?
Nope.
Damn.
There's no spoilers tied to this, right? Like us meeting these characters.
No, there's
No.
literally no. We're gonna give you like
Hold on.
backstories of them and then try to give you like a little snippet, but it's not spoilers.
Okay.
So we have
Yeah, I'll do Lark.
do what?
I'll do Lark. Go ahead.
You'll do. You're gonna. Oh, I'm surprised. Okay. Okay, we have Iona, which you met in the prologue. Iona is an Abyss Mage, which, as I was talking about earlier, Abyss Mages are big frowny face. She to the reader, she very much so comes off of, like, to most people, as very cold and distant. But to people that she like really holds dear, that you'll see later on, she is a very caring and warm personality, but she very rarely lets that show. She, yeah, for the most part is like, it seems like she just doesn't care about people, and honestly, a lot of people, yeah. So in Volume 1, you'll see her kind of following Lillian around a little bit, and we won't say why, but she's following her around. Iona is she's a very powerful Abyss Mage. When it comes to Abyss Mages, Iona's cracked with it. I can't reveal too much about her because out of all of the characters, she is one of the most mysterious and has a lot to do with the overarching plot of the story. So sadly, I can't go into too much detail about her, but Iona is... I fucking love Iona. Any questions before we move on to Lark? First catch is shiny. God damn. Nope. Okay. What? Why are you laughing?
I didn't know what you're talking about, the Pokemon minigame on the side, Fox.
Oh, I was just saying first catch is shiny. I was like, well, I'm reading messages because and I'm just I read them out loud without thinking about it. I'm sorry.
Back to the comic, Fox.
What?
I'm sorry, I'm just reading through your Kickstarter page right now.
Oh.
Continuing.
Why is she smiling like
You're
that?
right. I can do Lark. You do Lark.
What do you?
What are you?
Lark is one of Peach's favorite characters. That eye roll really says a lot. So Lark is another Numa user. He's an adventurer in the first kingdom that you'll come into in the series. So when Lillian, he's one of the first people that Lillian meets. He's a really nice person. He's a nice guy. His goal is to help people, but he's just one of those characters that is just like so kind of damaged that he doesn't really know how to show that he cares. So he's one of those people that'll like help you, but like the moment you try to like reciprocate, sit there and like say, hey, thanks, he's probably gonna walk away. He's helped you. He's not there for the thanks. He's there to help you and leave. He does not care about what you have to say to him. So he is kind of a little hurt on the inside. He has a lot of trouble with connecting to people. Like, he doesn't really know how to make friends. But he does care deeply for the people that are like close to him. He wants to make a future where no one has to go through what he had to go through as a kid. So he's become an adventurer. He goes on missions all the time for the kingdom. A great archer and really good with using Numa. As I said, Numa can enhance your physical attributes, so you can pull back a pretty powerful bow if you know how to enhance your body with Numa. So he's pretty much firing like imagine like a 200-pound bow, you know what I mean? Like kind of situations like that. Like if you can enhance your strength, that's a pretty powerful shot. You guys using All right. And then we'll move on to Darian.
Yeah. Yeah, Candy. So we actually use our real names in this.
Don't point it out.
Oh, I said it. I literally said this is my name. So yeah.
Everybody knows your name from now on. Like,
Yeah.
My real name? It's whatever.
yeah,
Docs.
everybody knows your real names now.
I already doxed it. I don't care.
Yeah, we're docs. We're docs.
I like my name.
You guys already said you're from Alaska. That like narrows you down to like 10 people. So
First of all,
This motherfucker.
there's like 50 people here.
This fucking guy. It's fake names. Yeah, fake names. Yeah. Those are fake.
Yeah, they're fake.
I made mine up. I just really like the word, you know. So you want or were you wanting to read a what?
Oh yeah, I can do the meet the character. I can do Darian's meet the character. Okay, so Darian is one of the characters, like, I almost said your real name, like Fox was saying, where we model certain characters off people that we know or ourselves in general. Darian is someone who is actually modeled off a really close friend of ours who's been with us throughout the entire, like, process almost, and has given, like, input. He's one of the people where we would literally sit around at a table, and the way we write is we'll talk back and forth with each other and do different scenes, and he'll play out his own character. So Darian is a fighter, and he's one of the first few people that you'll meet in the group. He is also one of the first few people that we're going to meet in Lightstone that has a blessing, and he has a blessing of lightning, which means the way he uses his is he's really quick. He fights with a dual-edged knife, and literally everything about him is just speed, quickness. He comes from like a faraway village that I can't really explain because it's going to be something that is in the comic, but he comes from this village where the situation that's going on there, he needs to be able to improve upon his own abilities in order to help protect his own village. So his entire like goal is to improve his skills to help defend those that can't defend themselves. He is, like I said, modeled off our real friend, so he's very loyal and fierce. He is gonna defend, like I said, those who can't defend themselves. And he, like Lillian and like our friend, genuinely believes the best in people. So he's one of those very black and white characters as well. But as soon as he bonds with someone that he believes and knows to be is like a true person, he's stuck with that person forever. So Darian's like really one of like our favorite characters, and his design and colors all come from our friends' like favorite colors, and he had a lot of input on this person too.
And who does Darian? Maybe this is too much again. Who does Darian become friends with?
He becomes close friends with my character that I'll explain a bit, Maya, and Lillian. He's very close to those two.
Very close.
Very, very close. And not obviously in the beginning volume, and some scenes actually had to be cut from volume 1 where we would see a more close interaction between him and my character because of the way we needed the story to flow. But he will become extremely close to these two characters, and I think he's actually going to be one of the more loved characters, to be honest, just because of his personality.
Honestly, he's awesome. He's fucking awesome. And no one out there is better than Peach to explain this character.
Yeah, true. Wait, do you guys have any questions about Darian before I keep going?
Oh yeah, true.
No.
No, that was good.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so the next character we're gonna meet is I think she's like the third or fourth character you're gonna meet in Volume 1, and one of the characters that you were asking about, Key, where do we see from other people's point of view? We'll be seeing from Maya's point of view in Volume 1 for a little bit. And she is actually the blacksmith of the first city that Lillian's gonna join. She is completely based off of me. So she's funny, sarcastic. She's pretty closed off in her emotions and doesn't trust very easily. And that's going to be what happens with her character. You're going to see some of the things that she's gone through, some of the things her family has experienced, are going to be the reason that she is like this. And as you can see, she's the first wild character that you're going to meet. So we're going to meet her parents, but she is one of the wild that is half wild, half human. And again, that's modeled off me, and because I'm mixed, we thought it would be best to have her as that character. But she doesn't have a lot of friends. She has one friend who we're going to meet here, but because she's wild, she's treated very poorly. Because, like Fox was saying, in the world of Lightstone, there's a lot of racism, and it is towards the wild characters. So I think a lot of people are going to be able to resonate with Maya because she's a lot easier to write, for me at least, and to be able to put her on the pages was a lot easier. She is one of the sort of rare wild that can use a blessing because she's mixed, and her blessing is water. She fights with a boomerang, but she's also one of the rare characters who is a healer. In Lightstone, there's not a lot of healers, and if you're a healer, you are literally someone that they want to put on the battlefield because you can help turn the tides of the battle. She is not the most proficient healer, but she is extremely important because she's one of two within the area that they are in.
Yeah, healing is
And
very
so
rare.
if she's right, so if healing is very rare and that makes her valuable, does that contrast with the racism of being a wild?
It
Like, is
doesn't.
she okay?
Yeah.
She's sought after because she's a healer, but if she were to be anywhere else other than the city that she's in, she would literally be taken to chains and forced to do things she didn't want to do.
Yeah.
She's one of the more rare healers because, like I said, not a lot of wild can use a blessing, and you need a blessing element to be able to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because as we said earlier, curses are like pure offense, right? Like, if you're born with a curse element, your magic is gonna be like, if you cast Fireball, right? It's gonna be a much bigger fireball than someone with a blessing. It's gonna be more powerful, devastating. But blessings, usually your blessing is more utility based. And so, yeah, if you're a healer, it's 99.9% of the time because you have X element blessing.
Interesting. Okay.
Alright. Next up is Carl. You want to cover Carl, Peach?
No, you got Carl.
I got Carl?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Carl is Maya's, like, one and only friend in the beginning. Carl, in the beginning, is, like, your average Joe. Like, I love Carl. Carl's one of my favorites. Because, like, there's nothing special about him. He doesn't have a blessing. He doesn't have a curse. He isn't very proficient with Numa in the beginning. And he's a janitor in the blacksmith. Like, he's not even, like, a blacksmith. He's trying to become one. And Maya and one of the characters you'll meet down, like, really, like, right beneath him is Brea. They're trying to teach him a little bit of blacksmithing, but he's, like, your average fucking guy. Like, he just wants... He's a really cool dude, and he wants to help people and wants to improve himself, and he has some of the most motivation for self-improvement out of any character you'll see in the entire series. Thank you for that. And, yeah, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He really does. Like, if he likes you, he's going to openly show it. He will support you 100%, thick and thin. He is a pillar of strength for his friends and family. And it's honestly his uprising and what you'll see him, like, yeah, I fucking love Carl. And it's funny, a little snippet and a little, like, Carl started off as a joke in the writing. Because me, Peach, Zyphod, other people, we'd all be writing, bouncing ideas for Lightstone, and every once in a while, someone would say something stupid, and we'd be like, God damn it, Carl. Or like, shut the fuck up, Carl. You know, like, just like random, like, whatever. And then we were like, dude, let's put Carl in this story. So he started as a meme that, like, all the, like, the writers and editors, everyone who helped, like, we'd throw that at each other. And we decided to put him in there, and as we added more depth to him, he became like one of my favorites. Like he is just like, I love stories of the average guy, the average Joe, with nothing special about him. Just you're another brick in the wall, trying to break out of that mold and rise above it all. And I love characters like that.
Before you go on, Iggy is asking, and I think we can probably answer this without giving away too much, but he's asking, what volume is going to be the coolest in your opinion?
Ooh.
Without spoilers, I think we can do it.
You answer first, Peach. If you have a more definitive answer, because I'm stuck
Okay.
between two.
So for me, my favorite volume, and the way that we're laying everything out, I think it's probably going to be volume 10 or 11. There's been a lot of things that I have gone through in my life that aren't the best. And Maya and her family, that you'll meet them in volume 1, but Maya and her family literally are not perfectly mirrored, but a lot of the situations that they will deal with are things that I've had to deal with in my life. In volume 10 or 11, there's going to be a really pivotal moment where Maya's character and her family are going to go through something horrendous, worse than what they've gone through now. And you need to pay attention to volume 1, because the things that are happening in volume 1 will play into volume 10 or 11. And the scene that I wrote came from some of the awful things that I have been dealing with. And when we were writing it, both Fox and I were like literally in tears because of what's going to happen. And then the consequences of what happens in volume 10 or 11 in, I believe it's going to be 2 volumes after that, you're going to have an extreme like battle. And in that battle, that's going to be that's like the second best volume to me, in my opinion. Those are going to be the 2 best volumes, like 10 and like 13. If it's laid out, if it's still laid out right, it'll be like 10 and 13.
How many total volumes again? Was it 15?
Like
It's
20-ish?
going to be like 15 to 20. It really depends on
Okay.
if we can get everything in here that we want. But that's not a spoiler.
How is that not a
The-
spoiler?
It's not a spoiler.
It tells me something in the future that's going to go on. How is that not a spoiler?
All I said was her family.
And some great war that's going on.
No, I didn't say Great War. I said a battle. That's not a great war.
Oh, yes, a battle. Yes.
They fight all
Well-
throughout the entire series.
Oh
When
my
you go into
gosh,
the mini
she's
battle.
spoiling more of it.
Okay, my answer is
Literally, yes, I thought.
the halfway point and the very end. Those are my 2 favorite volumes. I won't tell you why, because if I said a single word, it'd be I can't tell you. Stop spoiling. Oh my fucking god.
We're not
But-
spoiling. I think we're both at the halfway point, too.
Yeah, dude, the halfway point. Fuck. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Over everything?
Before we about maybe either something we just said or about Carl before we move on to Brea.
Oh no, go through all your character stuff. I have some general FAQ questions about the Kickstarter itself.
We can
So we can talk about that after you're done with this.
Okay. Peach, would you like Brea, or do you want like
I think
Griffin?
you do her justice better. I'll do Griffin Melody.
Okay. So Brea's a package, okay? Brea's awesome. Brea is the leader of Brea, like her company is known as Brea's Blacksmith. It's the largest blacksmith company in the world. And you'll see that very early on in Volume 1. It's not a spoiler. It's mentioned like very early on. So she is a top-notch blacksmith. She is one of those like hardcore leaders. Very headstrong, very determined. She will face every single problem that comes to her head on. She is a brick wall, and she is honestly one of the strongest pillars of support for the cast, and she's incredibly determined to get her goals done. She wants to create a sanctuary for everyone to live that's free of racism, hate, she is just wanting people to live in peace. And so she created Brea's blacksmith and started hiring Wild, right? She hired Wild. She hired different races because she takes them under her wing and she protects them. She is an incredible person. I love her. She's one of my favorite characters, and you will hopefully like her just as much as I do.
How did she get so big? Her blacksmithing.
How did she get so big? Like the company or like herself?
The company.
The company?
Yeah.
So
Just encouraging spoilers at this point.
yeah,
I don't know what questions to ask.
I won't
That's gonna be a background thing. We're gonna find out
never
all
mind.
about
Don't
this
answer.
stuff.
Don't
Stop
answer.
asking specific details.
I will just say this, spoiler free. It will tell you how she got so big. Maybe not early on, but
Okay.
she's very intelligent. I'll say that. That's
Okay.
another part of her. Can magic be infused into weapons? Ha ha ha, Iggy. Can it?
Can it?
Can it? Why are you laughing at me, huh?
Do you want me to answer, or are you just be like that?
He's trying to leave it as not a spoiler, but he spoiled
That's
it
not
by
a
saying
spoiler.
that.
That's not a spoiler. That's literally
That's not a spoiler.
Anything that we don't know before reading the book is a spoiler. I don't know what your guys' definition of a spoiler is.
No, that's more of a world. That's more of a world question. Like I'm trying. That's a general.
Do we
world
find about the world in the book?
I mean, yes.
You what?
And it is a spoiler.
Spoiler. Yeah, I'm not saying anything.
Story.
I'm not spoiling
Yes.
anything.
You have different definitions of spoilers.
Nah.
I guess okay. So your definition of a spoiler is it spoils the plot twist.
No, I'd say
Not
anything
that
that
it's
like I'd say anything that spoils the actual like the story build up, any kind of build up, any kind of character like really development. To me is a spoiler, but like general world questions for people to be like, oh, I like that world building. That's a story that I'd be interested in reading. To me, I don't really consider that a spoiler, but I could tone like if anyone wants me to like tone that kind of stuff down, I can. Just let me know, and I draw it back a little bit. But I've always considered like spoilers to me personally, like stuff that spoils like the pillars that build up, that like develop into the story, and not too much about like what the bricks are. You know what I mean?
Like the bricks make up the house, right? Like the bricks make up the story.
Yeah, but
And
yeah, true.
yeah.
It's not a plot point for the story, Iggy.
No, it's not. It's not.
That's why it's not a
plot point.
spoiler.
No, it's not. It's not some big
Alright.
reveal. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns about Brea before we move on? Carbonic just looking at the screen like he's loading.
I mean, I'm looking at it. I mean, I read
No.
I have it on my monitor.
I looked
Video
over at
thing.
my screen and I see you doing this. I was like, are there thoughts?
That's just my
going through-
default face.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the same face you made in freaking Key's video that we were laughing at. Like that man looks lost
Yeah.
as fuck.
You mean the shit out of me.
Dude, we mean like that's when we first met you guys and we were like, dude, Carbonic looks lost. Like he
That was
has-
at the first time you met us.
No, I said early. I mean like early on, but it was funny as fuck. We were like, hey, let's check out Key's YouTube
Oh.
channel, and we were laughing so hard. What about clothing styles? Medieval or modern or a good mix? Would that be a spoiler before I move on?
That's a spoiler, yeah.
That's definitely not a spoiler.
That's definitely a spoiler.
Is
Is it?
No,
Yes,
just
it
he's
is.
asking.
Oh,
he's
actually,
asking the-
yes, it is. Yes,
no,
it
it is a
is.
spoiler if we say it.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll leave that.
I
I'll
just remembered.
Okay, then I won't go into further detail. Then.
Yeah, we can't talk about that.
Yep.
I was thinking about it. I was like, no, you can't. We literally can't talk about clothing styles. I will say, though, that most of the designs I did.
Your designs look amazing.
That's
Here
not
we
a
go.
spoiler, but I did.
And then we
Thank you.
have Griff next.
Thank you. I
And-
appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
He said my designs are amazing. I said thank you.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something in chat. I was like,
No,
Oh.
okay, so the next two characters are Griff and Melody, and Griff and Melody are Maya's parents. Because of the story that we're exploring in Volume 1 having to do with racism, we really needed these two to be prevalent in Volume 1. While they're not true main characters, they're like a main side. They needed to be main in Volume 1, so they're going to be here on the list. So Griff is an engineer at Brea's Blacksmith, so he works under Brea. He is a wild, so like most wild, he's cursed with a water user. He obviously, as you can see, uses a giant hammer. I can't spoil like what his curse does. You'll learn that in the volume. But he's literally like your typical dad. He is very typical dad, so he's very like loving, protective of his kids, wants what's best for them. And you will meet his son in volume 1, which is why we talked about his goal is to create like a safe haven and make like architecture more available and accessible. It's because his son, it's not a spoiler, his son is disabled. He's in a wheelchair. So that's kind of all I want to say about Griff without giving away like too much. I think that kind of does him justice. That does him justice without taking away too much.
yeah. I mean, dad jokes, you know. We all love them. Any questions?
They're your
Next
favorite,
character,
Fox.
Fox. God damn it.
What? What? What?
You bring up any excuse to bring up dad jokes.
It's the best kind of joke. That's a fact.
I think you need to be a dad to tell dad jokes, but okay.
Yeah, dude.
Lies and slander. I've been doing it since
He's got
I
a
was
son
kid.
somewhere, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Any questions or anything about Griff before we move on?
Mm-mm.
And Melody.
Okay, so like I said, Melody is Maya's mom. She is, as you can see, a human. She is the herbalist, like the healer, the doctor of the city that they live in. She is the reason that Maya is a blessing user. And she's a wind blessing user. She doesn't fight like a lot of people with a weapon. She actually fights with her hands. And she's the reason that Maya is a healer because she herself is literally the best healer in like literally cities that are around her. So if people are going to need a healer in the battlefield, they would go to her before Maya, not just because she's a human, but because she's the best around. She's literally your typical mom, very nurturing, stern. Literally opens her home to anyone that she believes needs it. And because she is a human who married a wild, a lot of her life has been protecting herself and her family from the hatred of the outside world. So her entire goal is to create like a safe haven for her children to be in and to make them, along with her husband, like to make them as strong as they can be to be able to deal with the outside world. And that's, yeah, I think that's all we can say about her. But that is literally Melody. She's like mom and Griff is like dad of the series.
Any questions or about Melody? I do have.
Do you pronounce the H in herbalist? I'm pretty sure it's like you don't pronounce the H.
It's like British versus American.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's British
Do
versus
British
American.
pronounce the H?
Yeah,
do.
they do.
Okay, I
They
see.
say herbalist, and then we say.
Oh, I
herbalist.
see.
There is
Are you British?
actually one really cool little thing I'll add in there. See how Melody is a wind blessing user, but Griff is a water curse user, and their kid is a water blessing user. So it takes the element from one parent and the blessing from one parent, and that's kind of how like a lot of like kids will work through the Lightstone series, is you can like one has a blessing, one has a curse. They both have different elements. You'll mix and match, and that'll make what the kid comes out to be. And that's how some wild have blessings and not curses. And then Toka. Fucking love Toka. If you don't love Toka, you're wrong. That's all I'll say. You're just fucking wrong. Toka is like the must-protect character of the series. She's tiny, she's adorable, she's incredibly shy and timid. She's really, because of stuff that will happen, she is very, like, I wouldn't say, like, untrusting. She's just very, very timid, I guess, like, to an extreme point. She has incredible trust issues, and she's honestly just looking for a home. Like, she's looking for a place to belong. Does the world have a common language? Yes, it does. Yes, it does indeed. And that's really all I can say about Toka. Toka is a very important part of Volume 1, and honestly, she's very important throughout, like, in the story in itself. But, yeah, is there any questions? I really can't say too much about this one either. Unless, Peach, you have anything you'd like to throw in for Toka? Nada?
We literally can't.
Yeah, we literally can't. Any questions about Toka? Nope. Okay. And I think that is all of the characters. So you said you had some questions about the Kickstarter?
Yes.
Well, wait, before we leave the characters, did you guys say who your favorite characters are?
Yes.
They did? Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait, we did?
Yeah.
I said mine.
Oh.
Keith.
Yeah.
I mean, Keith may not be on this.
Fox just said Keith at the beginning.
Okay.
Team. Hold on.
Wait,
What is about to happen? Oh, that.
This is the original cover for Lightstone before all the changes were made to the story. But, yeah.
Nice.
This is the original cover.
Looks so different.
Wait, this guy? Yeah. This guy? That's my boy. I fucking love Keith. Stop spoiling it. She's a doiler. That's just, oh my god, she's adorable. But yes, this is how much the story has changed. Like, it used to start in, yeah, but don't worry. This is no longer a thing. But Keith, my boy. I just really wanted to drill in. Keith, my boy. Go ahead.
Fox's man crush over there.
It is my man crush.
Did you have something else, Key?
No, not with the characters.
Okay. So can I ask you some general questions about your Kickstarter?
Of course.
How would they be able to contact you outside of Kickstarter? Do you guys have like a separate email address when it comes to that stuff, or what?
So yes, there's multiple ways you can contact us for the Kickstarter. If you don't know us personally and you're just coming across the Kickstarter, you can message us on Kickstarter, because if you click on it, it'll show at the very top. It'll show the creator. Where's the create? It should show. Oh yeah, little message. You can message right there. Click on creator. Oh, there it is. Creator at the very top. That's my name. Don't look at that. But you can click on creator and it'll show right under me message. And that's what a lot of people have already done already. I've received a lot of messages on Kickstarter itself. If you donate money to the Kickstarter, you're given a link to the special Lightstone Discord, where we will keep people updated about the project and how it's going. Update, like, just artwork, behind the scenes stuff. And you can always message us on that Discord. However, if you know me or have any questions outside of that, also it does show you my email on the creator. So you can email us on the Gmail account, which is lightstoneofc@gmail.com. But you could also, if you know me in person, you can message me on Discord, find me on Twitch, which obviously we're streaming right now. So if you know me, you can message me here. But yes, if you don't, and you're just stumbling upon it, there are ways you can find me on the Kickstarter page.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna mention something else about that, and then I totally forgot what I was about to say.
Oh my God.
How so the funds that are going into the Kickstarter, how is that going to be used? Like, what is that going to be used for?
That is being used to help us get the rest of the pages drawn and then printed so we can distribute them to the people who have backed the project. So we have already gotten I think about 100 pages drawn and colored at this point. I think we're at like 95, 96 or something like that. And that was all out of pocket, personal money. We've worked our jobs on the slope, and we put pretty much every penny if we have additional money, we throw it at the project. And so the funds from the Kickstarter are to help us kind of relieve that and like get the final pages drawn, colored, and then printed. And as we said earlier, we contacted a lot of different companies to get it printed. But actually, one of the best ones we found was a company that is literally a 5-minute walk from where I live, so I don't have to pay shipping. I can just go walk over and pick up the copies and ship them out to people without having to, which really alleviates a lot of shipping costs. So now the only shipping cost is us shipping it out to people. There's not a two-way shipping cost, which is really going to help us out with getting more artwork done. And so that's honestly what the two funds are. That's honestly the only two things the funds are being used for, really, is getting the pages drawn and colored and then shipping them out to people, or getting it printed so we can ship it out to people. Because getting it printed... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Because getting it printed is very expensive. Because we chose to go full color and how many pages it is, every company we contacted gave us very high quotes for getting it printed. Apparently most visual novels and comics are like, you'll find 20, 25 page, a long one is like 100 and 150 pages. Ours is 200, maybe 200 plus. And so they were like, hey, because of the format you've chosen, it's a little more expensive on us. What were you going to say, Peach?
It's also helping us with volume 2, getting that started as well. Because we're already in the works for getting the characters designed for it, and then like we're talking to like different people to get like the posters and stuff for it as well.
This is also true.
And then yeah.
All right. So not to jinx anything, this is unrelated to the last question. Not to jinx anything, but like, what if there's a huge fire and everything burns down and you guys aren't able to get the comic out or whatever? What happens if that your Kickstarter goal isn't met?
What happens if the Kickstarter goal isn't met? We have kind of like, so you're talking the Kickstarter just falls flat, and everybody's money is refunded to them? So what happens at that point?
Okay, that would be actually the answer I was looking for.
So
Okay,
when
yeah.
you back the project, it'll actually tell you when you back the project. If it's not fully funded, they'll give you the money back, and then you won't even be charged unless we meet the goal.
Yep. It says it right here, like right next to the back the project, all or nothing. This project will only be funded if it reaches its goal by May 29th, 2025. So if we don't hit $10,000 by that time, every penny everyone spent, it'll all be refunded back to you, no questions asked. And honestly, at that point, we've talked a little bit about it, and we'll probably just continue what we've been doing and just working and putting our personal money into it, which we will somehow, one way or another. Like, this isn't a project we want to give up on or have any intentions or plans on giving up on. We just assume, like, we thought like a Kickstarter would help make it faster, because it has been a very slow process, because, you know, having to pay for life and a comic at the same time, which getting a comic drawn, let me tell you, I have spent more money getting this comic drawn than I have on my truck. Like, I bought a truck off the lot, right? Like, almost brand new, and I've spent more on this than my, you know, it is expensive, especially if you choose to go full color. And if you want a really good artist, because we went through, actually there's pages of Lightstone drawn by different artists, because we bounced around through a few different artists before we finally landed on the one that we're working with now. And it's just, you have to choose quality or price, and you kind of got to balance that out because there's comic book artists out there that'll charge you like $50 a page, and that's cheap. That is on the cheap end, and that's like, and their art is very hit or miss. Or you can go on the steeper route, which is where we kind of ended up on, like the more steep, but not like like we actually, when we posted we were hiring for a Lightstone artist, we actually had people who've worked at DC and Marvel reach out to us, like drawn their comics, reach out to us, and I was like, dude, that's fucking sick. Like, you know, I would love to have that on, like, we could post that, like, yeah, we have a DC Marvel artist working on the comic. And then then we saw the price, and you know,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's astronomical.
it, like, no joke.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Like, wait, what? Did you say Emma Frost?
He said, "I'm not surprised."
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought he said Emma Frost. I was
Wow,
like,
you
what
really
is
want to
Emma
play some Marvel
No,
Rivals,
no,
don't
no,
you?
So, like, no joke, us getting like 5 to 10 pages drawn with our current artist would have equated out to like 1 page for the DC Marvel
Oh wow.
guy. And you know, as much as we would love to have that under the belt, you know, we're not a company, we're not like a big name brand, we're not like, you know, we're not slapping a well-known sticker on the cover of this. We're just a group of people trying to get a product out there. And I don't think, unless you have a crazy good job, I don't think anyone really could afford that.
Okay, so how do I phrase this? So how can somebody follow along with the progress of the comic? Do you have like a way to keep track of like the current progress of where they are in the comic?
Yes. So there's a few ways. One, not only will we be providing updates to the Kickstarter, because Kickstarter does have a way where we can update the Kickstarter page, and it actually recommends you do so. So we will be adding some updates to the Kickstarter page. However, a lot of our updates will be if you donate money to the Kickstarter, we send you a Discord link, and on the Lightstone official Discord server, we will keep people updated. We will be providing you with like artwork, behind the scenes stuff, like as some of the pages are getting drawn. If it's a page that doesn't really have too many spoilers, we'll show you behind the scenes of like what it looks like during like the beta phase of the page. So we really want to keep people not in the dark with this project, and we'll keep you just as updated as we can without giving away anything. So we want to like give you as much clarity and in the light as possible, because I've been part of some Kickstarters before where I backed a really big project and I was really excited. I put a lot of money into some of them, and one of them in particular, I'm not going to say names or anything because that's just
Should
not,
name or drop them right here.
No, that's just not cool. Like,
Do it.
we've like, not only me, Peach, and a lot of our friends have been left in the dark for years on a Kickstarter. We put like almost 1,000. Was it almost 1,000, Peach?
I think so.
Yeah, almost $1,000 into this Kickstarter, and I think this person gives us an update once a year, which that's cool. Yeah, and
If that, yeah.
yeah, and
Once a year? How long ago was this?
Like
2021, I think we backed it.
yeah,
Man.
2021.
yeah,
Dude, it's a video game too.
Saying 24 years ago?
yeah, yeah. It's rough.
It's gonna be coming out in 2050.
Yeah, exactly. It's
So having
Well,
you guys
what's
go
up?
ahead. No, you guys.
No, I was gonna ask a different question. So if
Oh.
you're still,
Oh, so the one last thing I'll say about that is being on the receiving end of that kind of situation, I don't want to do that to other people. So we're going to try our best to keep people as in the light as possible, and we've even posted on that Discord, if you're given a link and you back the Kickstarter, that there is a questions and comments section where we will try our best to keep up with as many questions as people have. Discord different from the...
I think Candy's also wondering about the.
That's a good question.
Oh, yes. So
yeah,
Yeah.
they're different.
it is different, yes.
I thought we sent you a link, but let me send that.
Did we not?
Yeah.
I
Do you
thought
wait?
it
Do you have a
was.
link on your Kickstarter link to the Discord?
No,
If
so-
It gets sent
back
to you.
we send it to
Oh,
email.
okay. Yeah, you back it. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So if it didn't go to the people's emails, I'll send it really quick.
Okay, I got what you're saying. I sees it.
So what was going to be your question, Key?
Yeah, so kind of going off of that earlier question of how you're going to show progress. I think you've already mentioned this earlier, but how far along are you guys? I know that you said that you've have 95 or 100 pages drawn up, but you kind of have like the entire story written in, or at least outlined.
Yes.
The entirety of Lightstone is outlined. We've got it on like big bullets and bunches of like notebooks, but everything that we want to happen in Lightstone is all outlined. The
Okay.
only thing that we're really doing when we write the volumes is being like, does this make more sense for this character to do that here, or should we hold it off? Because Lightstone is going to have different arcs that we'll go through, and we need to make sure, because of all of the content that has to be told in Lightstone and every little thing that we know that we can't miss, we have to make sure it's like perfectly aligned. So like literally our job as we go through it, and why it takes so long for like sometimes the volumes to be written, is we literally have to make sure that this secret was hit here to align with like 10 volumes down the line.
Yeah. Nice. I love it.
Sci-fi.
And so also the way you guys talk about it, I think maybe in the Kickstarter, maybe this is how you guys have described it to us, but Fox, you kind of like thought of this story 8 years ago and then brought more people on. But what's everybody's roles now? Like Peach, I know Fox, you do a lot of like bullets, and then Peach kinds of write it out. But I think you mentioned at some point, at least for Maya, you were mentioning that you were like writing her story. So I was just wondering, like, what's everyone's roles? And Zyphod too.
So I would say I'm like the writer. I made up the story. I give Peach and Zyphod like, this is the big bullet points. This is the parts. This is the things that need to happen to round out the story. Peach is my co-writer. She helps me fill in the blanks. She helps me like, yo, that doesn't make any sense. Let's move this bullet point here. This bullet point. Switch these two. She helps me write dialogue, because what we'll do is I'll get in the headspace of one character, she'll get in the headspace of another character, and we'll just talk it out. We'll be like, this is how these two characters would interact. And what really helps us with that is we've modeled the characters after people we know. So like Zyphod, we do the same to Zyphod. Like, Zyphod, get in the headspace of your character, and I'm gonna punch you in the face. Let's go. Like, not really.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, and we'll act it out almost, and it really helps us write out like really unique dialogue, because it's not just one or two people sitting there writing a script. It's people who have real people who have gone through these experiences kind of talking to each other, is what it seems like. And so Peach is definitely the co-writer, designs a lot of the characters. Zyphod is an editor, also a little bit of a co-writer as well. Zyphod will me and Peach will all right, Zyphod, here's a script, test it. Zyphod will look it over and be like, it's trash, take it again. And so, so Zyphod is more of an editor than, but everyone has big roles to play. And honestly, if it weren't for you just take out one of the bricks, and I honestly feel like the whole thing would have fallen apart without even one of us. And it has been honestly the most solid brick of teamwork I've seen in a long time.
Nice. Cool. Any more questions about the Kickstarter? What are you writing? Don't ignore the next message that is sent in chat.
No, I need it. My invite was invalid for the Discord.
I know, I sent you a new invite.
Oh, you sent me a new invite?
I think it's like they go for a certain time or something. I don't know.
they
expired after a certain time?
Oh, I feel like it's only been like a few hours.
Yeah, well, mine expired, so yours expired, Key.
No,
I already signed up.
Oh,
you're already in?
Yeah. Get with it.
I gotta get in here. Wait, let me refresh.
That didn't happen. I tried
What
to
happened?
fix it. I was like, oh, let me pull this up, and then I realized me pulling it up shuts off all of your cameras, so I'm just gonna sit here and not do that.
Yeah.
I will do that after stream.
Wait, did you just send anyone, Peach? Never mind. We'll do that later. Yes. Wait, what were we talking about? I was distracted by
I was
mine.
wondering if you had any more
Trying to get
questions for
in
the Kickstarter.
Questions about the Kickstarter. I pretty much go over like the major issues I feel like people would ask about the stuff. I mean, everything else is kind of self-explanatory in that it has. Wait, let me pull it up real quick. I have it right here. So yeah, it pretty much tells you all the words. Hey, is there a way? So I saw on your thing how it locked you out of pledging again once you've pledged once per
Yeah.
account.
Really?
Is there a way to upgrade after you pledge once?
You should be.
It doesn't
able
look like
to.
it.
I made it so, but if
Which is
it
grayed
locked
out,
you,
right?
Yeah.
if it locked you out, thank you for letting me know because I thought I made it to where you can.
You should be able to. On rewards, it'll all be locked out, but then you can go to like there's a button that says manage pledge, and then it'll take you to a screen that says change your pledge, and then you can change it.
Oh, okay. But you can only pledge one. Is that what I'm getting out of this?
To
Maybe?
one, yeah, because I think they go down the tiers or whatever. I think so.
Well, but
you
even like,
One per account.
Maybe.
if you get a lower tier, you're not allowed to get a higher tier.
Yeah.
no, you can. When you manage the pledge, you can go to get the higher tier.
Manage your pledge. You can manage it.
Well, you can switch it, but you
Yeah,
can't.
switch it.
Yeah, you can't. You can't
Yeah,
get.
you can.
Yeah, we did it. I think Kickstarter makes it like that, and that's why we did it tier-wise, and that's why if you get one tier, you get all the previous tiers as well, so you don't have to get multiple tiers. So if you want X, but not, the one above it, you'll get everything down the list.
Okay.
But-
Yeah.
We also added add-ons too, so you can add some of the smaller things if you wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, you had me worried. I was like, I thought I clicked you could. Fuck. We spent like 2 weeks making this Kickstarter. That was rough.
Oh
Heading to
yeah.
Discord.
Yeah, you guys filmed the videos and everything.
Iggy, it's because you did it while we were streaming. We actually have to manually send those out. So once we're done, we'll send the link.
Also,
links.
yeah. If
We have to manually do that.
Yeah, you have to go
use
down.
it. Oh, okay.
In Discord, we have to go to everybody's pledges to see what they've done, and then you have to send them a link,
Mhm.
Oh wow.
like through
I'm
email.
gonna need another link after this. Mine expired. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
It's okay. I'm sure they.
Oh
can-
yeah, this is
people
what
can't
the
just,
merch
like,
looks like,
click
by the
their
way.
phone.
We actually didn't mention that.
Yeah, there's merch. Yeah, you guys should show your.
Yeah,
your
you
merch
didn't
store
mention your
too.
merch. Yeah, you can't see keys very well.
Yeah, you can.
We do
Mine's
have
pretty visible.
We do have merch. If you scroll down, if you click on the cover of the comic, it'll bring you to the Lightstone page. If you click on the Fox and the Bunny, we do have some Lightstone merch already. A little bit. And actually, the characters on their shirts is 2 of the Lightstone characters. It's a fox and a bunny wearing the outfits of some Lightstone characters. And
If they were more furry.
Oh my god. And
Like chibi.
we will
Chibi
be
and
adding will be adding Lightstone characters gear to our stream dungeon soon as well. So that will
Hell
be
yeah.
in the dungeon
Nice.
as well. That'll be legendary equipment, and we'll make it like the strongest equipment on our stream. But you can find some
Nice.
Lightstone equipment here soon. Not right now. That's gonna be so cool. A lot of Kickstarters use a
Oh, we're
pledge
so
manager.
excited.
If you say pledge double the amount a tier, you can say you want 2 of that tier. Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure we have that set up for after it's done. People can do that. I think.
Maybe I'll see if
We'll
I
have
can
to double check.
Yeah, I'll yeah. It's gonna be so cool. Yeah, dude, I'm so excited for people to find Lightstone gear in our dungeon. That's gonna be sick. If I don't get Keith's entire outfit, I'm gonna be mad. All right.
I mean,
what? I mean,
This should be easy for you because
No,
you're
it's-
sure.
No, it's not. I'm actually one of the lowest level people in my own stream's dungeon because if I'm streaming, I can't type in, !join, and it sucks. I hate
Sure
it.
you can. You can do whatever you want on your stream.
Oh my god.
Just pause the stream to do it.
You pause the stream. You just freaking join it in the middle.
True. You have any other questions for the Kickstarter?
I think I asked all the questions I was gonna ask. Yeah, this is the first day. You got 43 days to go, and you're already like
Yeah, like-
soaring through it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And you guys are expecting this project to be done, Volume 1 to be done, I think you wrote December 2026. I think I saw that on
Is
the
it
Kickstarter.
25 right now? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't know what year I thought it was. It's gonna be end of next year, but we will give updates if that changes because once this Kickstarter, if it hopefully completely finishes, we're gonna message the artist and be like, "Yo, here's a dump of pages we want done. Can you please do these all at once now?"
Yeah.
Hmm.
That has been one of the slowest parts of getting this comic done, and that's why we thought doing a Kickstarter would be a good idea. We only set that date as a just in case, like the last leg, as far out as possible as that we think we could expect it. However, if the Kickstarter goes through, it could be a lot sooner because, as Peach said, we're just gonna dump the artist here's a few grand. Please get the rest of the pages done. But what's really been slowing us down is we can only get 10 pages, actually a little bit less than that done a month, right, Peach? Probably less than 10.
We're doing like 10 to 15 a month. It just depends on the month.
Yeah. But it's only
Is it possible to get a second artist? Or is that, would that be
Not with her
confusing?
style, I don't think.
Yeah,
maybe.
you'd have to literally do somebody's
Yeah.
writing style.
Sadly, it is one person doing all of the art, and that's what's really slowing it down. But if we could hire her full time, yo, drop everything, get this, hammer this out, I think we could push it out a little past that. But that date is set is a just in case. Hey, maybe the Kickstarter fails, or maybe we only hit exactly to the penny 10,000. And after taxes and after Kickstarter takes its percent, we're still gonna... technically, the 10,000 still won't even cover the rest of the comic pages. It's still... A lot of it's gonna be still coming out of our pocket, sadly. We set 10,000 because we didn't want to stress the backers out too much of hey, pay for everything. We're trying to show you a lot of this is still coming from us. We just kind of wanted to make the project public now. We want to introduce Lightstone to the world. And get it out there.
Nice.
Wait. Okay, never mind. I was wondering where you got that date from, and now I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good question, Keith. Very
good question. So that's it for the Kickstarter questions?
Those are all the questions I have. And you pretty much explained a good amount of the story. Maybe maybe gave too much away.
We did not give too much away. We
Lies
know what
and
we can and can't
slander.
say.
Podcast is a freaking spoiler alert, by the way.
It is not. Trust me, when you finally get into it, it is not.
I would have my fingers in my ears going la 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 if I could, but
Oh my God.
you know.
This fucking-
Anything that tells me anything about the story is a spoiler to me. I'm not like Iggy over here.
I now know the plot of all 15 volumes. If only. If only.
Yeah, Lillian's goal. That's the plot.
Yep, that's the whole plot.
I'm sure I'm gonna hear about the plot later on.
You don't want
What?
spoilers, but I
Spoil
will
it.
tell you this plot.
I'm just gonna ignore you until this comic comes out.
Damn, that's rough, buddy. We actually wanted to make a side series to
Oh, yeah.
Lightstone. So has anyone here ever seen so a show comes out and you love it, you're like, oh my God, this is great, but then a parody version of the show comes out and it's
Yes.
it's the same characters just in obviously a for funsy parody version. We on
Yeah,
the side what?
No, they have it for Attack on Titan in high school.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Wait,
it
what?
actually
Yeah.
like
It's,
Ruby
like
Chibi has
it's not a
one
parody,
too.
but
Ruby Chibi, yeah.
It's like the character.
It's not a
design
parody.
for
That sounds
that,
like a parody to me.
But we were
You mean,
wait,
like-
sorry, what were you guys saying? I think we were talking about
Oh.
what's a parody.
They're gonna create an abridged version of Lightstone. Is
So
essentially
we
what they're
wanted
saying.
to.
It's kind of been like we have some stuff like written out for instances, but we were like, as we were writing, we would like come up with a scenario that obviously does not fit in the plot but is funny as hell, and we were like, damn, save that for a just in case we do like a parody of this, because that's funny as shit. But we're not gonna throw that in there because like you can't take this really dark moment and have someone just, you know, ruin it all with a comment. But yeah, that is something
Right.
we did work on the side, and we had so many moments that had us like crying, laughing, and we were like, damn, we can't put that in there. That's fucked up. Yeah. I'm honestly excited. I can't wait for... I honestly, the moment I get a physical copy of this in my hand, that'll probably be the happiest day of my life. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, something you've been working on this long, and like, something immortalized in paper, like, and on shelves, oh my god. Yeah. Get physical.
It's gonna be awesome.
Ruined by tears.
You guys are gonna.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna what?
probably.
No, like this is gonna be so great. I can already tell.
Yeah, I'm excited. Did we have any other topics for the comic that anyone thinks we should go over? I'm gonna have to get the pages laminated. I'm not gonna
Because of your
cry on
tears.
it. I'm not gonna cry on it. I might use it as a, you know, like a little handkerchief, you know. Keith, let me cry on your beautiful face. Ugh.
Say no, guys, so he doesn't ruin more of the
What?
comic.
I have.
No. What do you think?
I'm gonna make a. We're gonna make more Carbonic Looks Lost meme faces.
Oh my gosh. You guys are gonna get too many of those.
How mad would you be if I laminated my? Why would I be mad, Iggy?
Upset.
Why
Your
would I be
copy.
mad? Laminate it if you won't. And I guess this would be a good point for us to tell you that if anybody here knows Peach and I a little more, you would know that Peach and I have been working on video game skills. And one of the video games we really wanted to make was a Lightstone video game. Wow.
Hell yeah.
No one could, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that was like the end goal. Like with all the video game skills I'm getting, I really would absolutely love to make a Lightstone video game. Oh my god, we have so many ideas for like how we would want it. I think
I'd love to join you in that, Fox. That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we got to make Keith the most powerful character. Who said that?
Did you just say maybe? Am I not invited to create the Lightstone video game with you guys? Is that what you're saying?
I never said that.
I'm
never
kidding.
said that.
Of course you're invited, bruh.
So is there any other topics anyone would like to discuss about Lightstone? Any questions, comments, concerns? Look at that and laugh at it. Make game, add Carbonic to party. What do you mean? Carbonic's just a character in the game, not even like a fantasized version, it's just Carbonic.
Man, add me to the creating the game party.
Oh, I thought he meant like as a character. Just remove the binding. Oh my god.
God, I'm crying actually.
You're crying?
You're crying? Wow. That's
Ripping
what
out
you
the
look like when you're crying, is it?
Oh, I thought you meant like right now. I squinted my eyes. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Each?
When I cry, it's like bad.
Damn,
What?
It's bad.
that's crazy.
All right, all right.
All right. We're good.
I think we call it here before Fox ruins more of it.
What do you mean, Fox? I haven't said.
I don't feel like I gave that like spoilers.
Yeah, no. Fox was just on a spoiling rampage.
What did I say?
Spoilers.
Thanks for the spoilers. What do you? What did I say? This fucking guy. I think he's just twisting my. He's just pulling my leg. This fucking guy.
I don't think so.
I'm dead serious.
What spoilers? What did I say?
I'm not gonna bring him back up. That'll make me
Oh
the
my-
spoiler.
Oh, which one they're talking about?
Did I say something?
Oh yeah,
You said a lot of something.
a lot
Fox.
of stuff.
I did? What do you mean?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it off stream.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
Rating out to.
Next.
Who are we rating out to?
Next week we are going to be talking about the topic that we were supposed to talk about this week. Video games effects on brains, guys.
Yep.
So we're not going to do a
Are we-
little ball today.
Are
Not
we
next
still
week.
gonna do it? Okay. So April 30th.
Yes.
Yes. Kickstarter hype. Yep.
Yeah,
Excited.
everybody check out their Kickstarter.
Iggy loves this already. All the spoilers
this
nourish my
spoiler?
soul. Bruh.
What do you
Sorry, what were
mean?
we saying? Oh, what were we saying about the next one?
What? I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, okay. So we were supposed to do the other podcast topic today, but this came up, so this had to be what we do. But yeah, the next podcast we do will be a continuation of our normal podcast setup stuff.
Yep. Video game effect on the brain. It enhances
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you probably don't want to know about it too.
Oh, trust. I was already looking into it, and I didn't like some of the things I saw. I
Yeah.
was like,
All
I'd
right,
expect
no
that.
spoilers, Fox.
No
No
spoilers.
spoilers. Fox is just a walking spoiler. All right.
How? I don't. Okay. Who are we rating out to?
All right. That's up to you, Fox.
Why me?
You're the person on. It's
We could
under
repay-
Fox Cookie.
We could repay Brecker.
Oh, Brecker's live?
Yeah.
That
Is
sounds
live.
like-
Playing Guild Wars 2, whatever the hell that is.
Oh, I can't. I can't.
You know what
tab
that
out to find that. Can someone type his like? Because I know there's like an underscore somewhere. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
can't.
it's. I got you. Or somebody else will get you before I get you, but I got it.
Did I leave Dungeon Duel online?
Oh, shit. I accidentally started it.
Oh, that's fine. That's actually fine.
That's all right.
fine. Stealth Fox, what's going on? We're actually rating out. I'm sorry.
Great timing. You missed all the spoilers that Fox was giving
What
about his comic.
Spoilers? I don't understand.
He was on a spoiling rampage.
Oh my god. What spoilers? I just ended my stream. Hope you had a great stream, Stealth Fox. We're actually rating out to a fellow member. RG Breaker's SGN, right?
I'm actually not following. I'm gonna follow. Wait, actually, I am following. Wait, I didn't even see that you were.
Yeah, I
live,
didn't
Stealth
see that
Fox.
Stealth Fox was live either.
Were you live?
I guess I
didn't
had
see
my
you
little
at all.
side panel closed while we were
Lovely,
talking.
I'll join on. Heck yeah. All right, everybody. Well, if you're still here, thank you so much for hanging out and joining us on today's special episode for announcing Lightstone to the world. Honestly, this has been a very exciting day. I can't believe this project we've kept so private is finally public to the world. It has been such a crazy day, actually. A fucking crazy day.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Dungeon's just blocking your face.
Yeah, there's a dungeon. I thought I turned off. I can't believe I left dungeon on.
Oh no, we're rating. It's rating. It's
No, it
rating.
was off.
Okay,
it was
see
off.
you guys later.
Bye.
Oh shit.